Hello tarot lovers and welcome to my channel. Hasn't Christmas come around so quickly? We are literally, I think, a fortnight away from Christmas. It is crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. And I am here filming yet another video on our tarot planner series to help you get organized so you can have a fabulously organized, tarot organized new year. So this is the last video in our series. If you're new here, my name is Elizabeth, and on this channel, we talk about building spiritual confidence so you can listen to your intuition and read your tarot cards with ease. And today is our last video in the Tarot Astrology Planner series. So I'll take you through the whole series, of all the little things we've looked at, not in detail because there's a whole playlist which I'll link down in the comments for you so that you can go back and watch all the other videos. And I'll show you the very last section of the planner, which I haven't done that much with. I'm actually thinking that I'm going to be creating my own sort of personal Etsy planner, and I've started building it, and I really want it done for January because I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to take my pages from this planner and put them into GoodNotes. So I'm very excited about that. So it's something all of you can do. If you use GoodNotes, which is electronic journaling, you can take the pages from the PDFs that you can purchase from me in my Etsy shop and use them in your GoodNotes journal if that's what you would like to be doing in terms of journaling. For those of you who like to print everything out by hand, you can print everything out as well and create a journal. And I would strongly recommend that you print not the whole year because you might want to change how you set things up, but try and print at least 2 months worth so that you can set yourself up and be able to plan ahead in your year. So let's spin the camera around, and I've really enjoyed making this series. So I'm a bit sad this is the last video, but let's spin the camera around because this is the lucky last Tarot Astrology Planner video. See you soon. Let's have a look inside this planner. Now, I've had so much fun going through this planner and showing you how I use the tarot to plan my life, have some deeper thinking about what's going on for me in my life. And we've had 5 sections that we've worked our way through, and we're now ready for section number 5. So these are the instructions. You don't have to print these out if you decide to purchase my planner, which is available in my Etsy shop. And as I said, you can use it as a printout planner with paper pages, or you can use it online in a program like GoodNotes on your iPad. So here's all the instructions. I'm just going to take you for a little walk through the planner. There is, as I said, a detailed playlist that takes you through every single one of the chapters and will show you in detail how to use the planner. So if you want to register for the challenge and receive reminders to watch the videos, you can do that as well, and I will put a link in the description box along with a link to sign up to my newsletter and to find all of my goodies, my freebies online. So this is the first stage, and the first stage is connect. And this is where what we did was we looked at all 12 astrological houses. And if you purchase the journal, it gives you more detail on each one of the astrological houses and how the tarot cards relate back to the Wheel of Life and the astrological houses. And what we did was we looked at each one of the houses and we created what's called a Wheel of Life, where we did an assessment and decided a low score means that our wheel needs work in a certain area or a certain astrological house or aspect of life. And a high score means we don't need as much work. So that was our first stage. And as I said, there's all the different houses, the tarot cards that relate to them. And these are not tarot cards that I've just pulled out of the air. These are all Golden Dawn astrological attributions that I've placed onto the Wheel of Life, or the tarot, I can't speak today, or the astrology Wheel of Life, and shown you the placement of the cards so that you can see how they all relate together. So as we go through, the first stage was to imagine, and this was to imagine what your life would be like if you started to work on the aspects that really, really bother you. And I encouraged you to think about 3 that perhaps you might want to work on. These symbols here are the symbols that I use in all of my journals. You can use your own symbols if you want, or you can use mine. And it's a way of recording your tarot readings really, really easily without having to write everything out, which is a pain. So we did card interpretations for each one of the cards on the astrological Wheel of Life. And the idea was to look at each house, draw a card. And what I did here was I drew an overall card, and then I drew individual cards for each one of the questions, and I answered them. And that really helped me to think through what it is that I really want to work on. And then we get to the explore section, where we start to explore what it would be like to pick 3 goals and start to work on them. So we did a summary. What was our scores on the original? And again, when you watch the videos in detail, you'll get more information. But what was our scores on the Wheel of Life? And then what 3 areas? Now I picked 4 there because I think I was still sort of thinking, but I picked 3 areas that I really need to work on. And then there's some information in here about setting healthy goals. I did a bit of a brainstorm on what I actually need to get organized. I did a reflective tarot spread on my goals in general. I picked 1 goal, which is putting together my biz diary, which to me is the most important one that I really want to get done before January. And oh my goodness, am I realizing that the year is just slipping away. I mean, look, I set myself a goal. I wanted it for January. If it doesn't get done in January, that's okay, because we'll step out in style in February. It's one of those things where you just have to, it's interesting to think about a wheel of life, because it's sort of the wheel of our life keeps turning, just like the Major Arcana card, the Wheel of Life. And it just keeps going and going. So working on things at the same time as keeping life moving can be really, really stressful. So I demonstrated how I did that tarot spread, and then my interpretations to think about my goals. And then what I did was I broke up my goals based on the SMART system, which is detailed in the videos and in the journal. I then broke up the goals into action steps, and then we came to the planning section, which is all about setting your milestones. So here, what I did was I set my 3 goals for my 90-day plan, and what I'm going to do in each one of the quarters. So if you think about your 90-day plan, as for me, it's the first 3 months of the year, January, February, March, and how I'm going to get the things done that I need to get done in that time. And oh boy, am I running out of time, so that I can step out in January and pick up the next goals that I want to work on. And so then there's a breakdown of the milestones, the 30 days, the 60 days, the 90 days. And again, I went into detail and did all of this. There's separate videos for each one explaining everything. And then there's the quarterly tarot spread that gives you some reflection on how you went for each quarter. And then at the end, you do some reflections on what you did and didn't achieve. And again, it's not about ripping yourself apart because you didn't get things done. It's about recognizing that the wheel of life is turning all the time. We do the best we can. We look at what we achieved. If we didn't achieve it, we set those as new goals for the next quarter. So it's about tracking where we're up to and really reflecting on, what I find so useful about this process is it's about tracking what is working and what isn't. What do I need to keep spending my time on, or am I not spending my time on useful things and maybe looking back it's not working and I need to reassess what I'm doing. So here you've got some questions to get you to really think about. And again, it's very hard for me to share everything. I sort of feel like I'd write it all out and then I'd have to, somehow mist it all out so you couldn't see it. So I just talked really in the video. So, it's really hard. I'm very mindful of what I put out there on social media. And of course, if you register for the challenge, you get homework posts that you can post into our beautiful Facebook community and share. And of course, don't forget that in a social media environment, we're always careful what we share, because as much as I screen all the people coming into the group, I can't know if it's somebody that's stalking you. I can't know if it's a work colleague, and it's impossible for me to screen every single person out of the group. We are getting bigger and bigger and bigger in my Facebook group. And then of course you've got your impact goals for the next 90 days or the next quarter. So now we are up to the section which is about ritualizing. So I talked a lot about all the way through the planning series, the fact that your life is it's like trying to change a tire on a car when you can't stop the car, because it's very difficult to stop your life, especially if you have a partner and children and parents and all of those things happening. So what I find useful is having a journal that you can use that will help you to record everything as you're going. And if you are really, really busy, you can set your journal up so that everything's written down and you have pages where you record things you need to remember, for the future, etc. And really start to get a handle on what's going on for you. And I am so excited. When I finish my journal, I'll be showing it to you, because I've had things happen, and I'm sure you've all had this happen, where you've bought, say, an app, and then you buy it and you think, I must remember to either not renew it, or that it's going to renew in January, and make a decision, or December or whatever, that I do or don't need it. And then you don't do it, and then a great chunk of money comes out of your account. And of course, as we all know, there's nothing you can do about it. So things like that I want to set up in this journal that I'm going to show you. That's kind of my Etsy business journal and my personal journal, because when you work from home, and I know many of you who are part of my community work from home or are planning to have a business doing the tarot, whether it's reading or writing or whatever it is, that you get to a point where your business is almost blended into your personal life. It's not separate. And so it's important to have some people keep separate journals, but to me, I kind of need it all into one, so that I'm just carrying one thing and I know what I'm doing. So this is my year at a glance pages, and here you can shade in the school holidays, when you plan to go on holiday. Every year I like to do one of these, And the last couple of years I haven't done them because of COVID, and it's been too depressing that there wouldn't even be a holiday because in Australia we were so locked down. But I love having one of these. And of course you can imagine if you're in GoodNotes, you can shade all of this out electronically using your Apple Pencil, or if you're on a notepad using, what do they call it? Microsoft or whatever, you'll be able to do a similar thing. I'm not sure what program you would use, but I'm quite sure if you search alternative to GoodNotes, you'll be able to find something that you can go off. And how I discovered GoodNotes was really on YouTube. It just came past me and I thought, oh my goodness, I have to do that. It's where have you been all my life? GoodNotes. So yes, so you'll see that some of my planners are going to be rebuilt so that you can purchase them so that they'll actually sit in your GoodNotes planner really well. And I'm going to set up a blank GoodNotes planner that you can actually do things with that I think will be really good too. So this is my monthly planner. So I would write the month at the top, put in here whatever I've planned. If I want to do a little tarot reading, I can. There's a spot for notes. I've got a little to-do list and I've got reminders on the bottom. This is another alternative to a month plan where you've got a double spread page where you can have your tarot card here that you pull for the month. You might want to pull a tarot card for every single day of the month, which is something that I actually have for you. I'll put a link to that. I have a card a day challenge that is free. It has a journal again that goes with it. And of course, if you purchase any journals from me, it does help to support my channel and the work I do. But you can, obviously pull a card a day if you wanted to, and of course put all of the information in there that is relevant for the month. Here's another different sort of a month planner sheet with the seasons, the moon phases, with the Esbat, the Sabbats, and the Zodiac. So you might want to be more spiritually focused, and here is your month planner. I've got the same thing for a weekly planner. We've got daily time blocking. This to me is super important. I'm sort of doing it, and I find I time block a lot of the things that I do in my life because I find that if I focus in on one thing until it's done, it really helps me to feel as though I'm moving forward and I can tick things off on lists and things like that. So with this sort of thing, you would block in the time, when you get up in the morning, how much time. With these times, I would have to change these because I'm the sort of person, I guess you've got 11 p.m. there, but I've been guilty of staying up till 2 o'clock in the morning and sleeping till 11. I have a weird body clock. And since I've been working from home and sort of semi-retired, well, you can do what you like because you don't have to put an alarm clock on to get up and go to work. It's kind of one of those things that happens. And it's not that I don't work. I just work differently to how I've ever worked before. So that's your weekly time blocking. And again, there's a spot for notes with dot grid. Here's a weekly planner that you can use, little habit tracker. And again, it's so hard to create these. I mean, you might look at it and go, oh, Elizabeth, if only the box was a different size or whatever. So I would encourage you to think about what you want, how you want to plan things. And of course, there are lots of free programs out there. You can use Google Notes. I love Google Notes and I've started mucking around in there, and it reminds me of the old Windows before it got all complicated and they put so many things in there I just couldn't even use it. Excuse me, having my coffee. The Google Notes is it's just enough to kind of build something like this if you wanted to. There's Canva. Canva is free that you can use. So many different programs out there that you can use to build things like this because they're all pretty simple. Here's another daily planner. And again, I've put some things in here like your meal tracker, your water intake, your exercise, your money tracker, your mood, things like that, your daily tarot card at the top, so that you can, maybe if you want to focus more on personal work, you've got a daily planner like that, or you've got one that looks like this. And again, always a space for a tarot card in the middle. You've got the seasons, the sabbats. This is, I'm hoping, going to give you heaps of inspiration. I mean, some people like to actually have, say, a dot grid book. This is one I got from, this is one I got from, oh goodness, there's all sorts of notes in here. Is it even empty? I'll show you one that, here we are. So this is a dot grid one that I set up ages ago, as you can see. That's a future log from bullet journaling. Bulletjournal.com is a wonderful place to go to learn note taking. And basically, some people like to draw things up for themselves. So it might be that some of these pages give you some inspiration to actually take what's in here and put it into a hand-drawn journal. Again, find your way. What's the way that works best for you? My plans for today: to-do list, another to-do list, habit tracker, moon phase calendar. And I keep saying I must do a video to show you how to do a moon phase calendar, and I will. It's on my list. I will show you how to do that. But essentially, you go online into Google and type in moon phases. And for example, for me, I'm living in Melbourne, I would type Melbourne. And then what comes up is a calendar, and it tells you when the full moons are, which of course is the time of the moon phase. I mean, all the moon phases you can perform magic or ritual in, depending upon what you want to achieve. And if you're interested in that, I do have a moon journal that has all of that information in it. And basically you can then put the moon phases you're interested in into this calendar and know the dates when they're going to happen. So it just makes it quick and easy for you, because you've got them all in the one spot, and you can sort of plan ahead for what you're going to be doing. This is just a key, and again, you can print this in color if you want to. I've printed it in black and white, but it is in color in the journal. You've got the sabbats, you've got the zodiac, the Esbat moons, you've got southern and northern hemisphere moon phases, and that will give you an idea of the placement of the moon. And then, of course, my copyright at the back. So that is the whole journal. I do hope you've enjoyed this series. It's a free series. If you would like to purchase my journal, I will put the links in the description box for you. Thank you so much for being part of my channel, and thank you to those of you who have registered for the planner series, where there are homework activities that you can do in our Facebook group. Otherwise, of course, you can also join my newsletter and be part of the other trainings and things that we do as well, because I have lots and lots going on all the time in my tarot lovers community, where we learn the tarot together. Take care, everybody. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notifications bell. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.